Today's Tales from the Mountain story takes us all the way to Winchester, Virginia, to the ghost of an airplane pilot. So sit back and enjoy. This story comes to us from a long haul driver. He said he was hauling a load of freight to Winchester, Virginia in December of 2004. He said when he got to his destination, he was delayed a little bit getting unloaded. By the time they got his truck unloaded, he said it was roughly 2 a.m. He left that dock and headed east on Route 7. He said he continued driving down Route 7. It was just a boring night, not a lot of traffic, pretty dark stretch of road. And around 2:30 a.m., he came to the intersection of Route 7 and 601. He said near Bluemont. And he decided he needed to pull over somewhere and check his map. So he seen a gas station sign up ahead, pulled over. He said it was just a weird night, kind of, just a moonless, dark night. No traffic, nobody at the gas station. Had his interior light on looking at his map. When all of a sudden there was a loud knock on his door. It spooked him. He said he jumped, reached up, turned his interior light off so he could look outside and see who was outside. Rolled his window down. He said there was a man in an airline flight uniform standing there. Had 4 stripes on his shoulder. He said all indications, as far as the uniform and thing went, the guy was a captain. The guy said, "Could you give me a ride?" He said by this time, this guy had climbed up on the fuel tank of the truck, so he had his head right up in the window where he was at. He said he smelled just like kerosene, like you just dumped kerosene all over him. He said he thought it was odd. He didn't have no jacket on, short sleeve shirt, a chilly, cold night, and he had a TWA insignia hat on. Said he asked this guy, "Where are you going anyway?" Said the guy had a raspy voice. He said, "I work with TWA. I need a ride to the airport. I got a flight I need to catch and work." He said, "I tell you what, I'll give you a ride to the next open store where I'll drop you off and you can go in and call you a cab or something. Get you a ride to the airport." And he said then this guy mumbled in a raspy voice, "We could descend." And he said he looked at him and thought, what in the world's this guy saying? And the guy got down off the fuel tank and said, "Thank you." And as he come around the front of the truck and the headlights hit him, he just disappeared altogether. He said, "I'm not talking about fading out." He said it was just like when he got in the headlights, he was gone. He jumped out of his truck, had his flashlight shining it everywhere under the truck, couldn't find the guy nowhere. Finally, he gave up. He hollered, the guy never answered. He said, "I give up. I'm getting back in my truck and getting out of here." Jumped in the truck and cranked it up, started down the road. Couldn't get it off his mind, he said. Something strange had entered his mind, He said he had a TWA hat on, said he worked for TWA. They've been out of business for 2 years up here. So what's going on? When he got home and done some digging, he found out on December 1st, 1974, a Boeing 727, flight number 514, had been heading to the airport and descended a little too early, coming out of a cloud and seeing nothing but the rocky face of a mountain in front of him. This aircraft disintegrated, unaliving all 92 people on board. The flight had took off from Columbus, Ohio, and was supposed to be going to Washington National Airport. But due to high winds and bad weather, they changed their route. According to the little black box on the plane, the pilots mistakenly thought that air traffic control had given them approval to descend, thinking they were supposed to go down to 1,800 feet. But unfortunately, due to the high winds, clouds, fog, and everything else, they ended up hitting a mountain at 1,600 feet. The impact site where that plane crashed was roughly a mile, 30 years to the day of when this trucker saw the spirit of this airline pilot. Have you ever seen a ghost? If so, I'd love to hear about it. And also, leave me a comment and tell me what you think about this story. And don't forget to follow me for more Tales from the Mountains.